Hi, welcome to the demonstration corner. My name's Kelsey, and today we're going to be going over the new one-dimensional slab module. Available on our MP-1, the advanced measurement platform, the 1D slab module is an addition to our standard one-dimensional module. So for a little bit of background, the one-dimensional standard module available on the MP-1 follows ISO 22007-2 and 22007-7 for testing elongated shapes like rods. So we've taken this method and evolved it in two key ways. The first is that we are able now to test shorter rods from 0.5 to 10 millimeters. So this is often much more accessible and easy to use. And the second is that the one-dimensional slab module does not require the input of volumetric specific heat, which is a required input of the one-dimensional standard module. So this removes the need for a secondary measurement of specific heat, which is often done by DSC or the TPS specific heat module. So we'll just move over and show the setup of a 1D slab. So we have a few different one-dimensional samples here. This would be the standard one-dimensional sample size. Then we also have two shorter samples that would work with the one-dimensional slab module. So today we're going to be testing these 5 millimeter tall brass samples. So first we're going to set up our TPS sensor in the adapter. And then we're going to take our insulation foam to use as backing to enforce that boundary condition, place that underneath the sensor. Then we're going to take one piece of brass sample and place it underneath the sensor, making sure to align it underneath the sensor well. Then we'll take our other brass sample and place that on top, along with the insulation foam for the symmetric measurement. And then we'll just use this protective disc on top to protect our sample from the top bar. And we'll lower that and tighten it in place to ensure good contact between our samples and the sensor. So now that we have our acquisition software open, we can set up a measurement on our one-dimensional slab brass samples. So we'll just go down to schedules and fill out the required information. So this method would be under the one-dimensional method with the slab modifier. So we can hit next. Today we're using our measurement platform. So then we can go next. So this is where we're going to fill out all the information relevant to our sample. So we're testing brass that has a height of 5 millimeters and an area of 346 millimeters, which would be the same area as our TPS sensor. Then we can just select the port that our adapter is connected to, which is port 3 on the back of the MP-1, and the sensor that we're using. So now we can just check the resistance of our sensor and make sure that it's connected well within the TPS stand. Okay, and now we can move forward to run a quick transient on our test before setting up a schedule. So we'll select the parameters that we want to use for this sample. So for this sample, we want to run a test time of 3 seconds with a power of 3,000 milliwatts. So with those, we can just run a quick transient. And this quick transient will allow us to check that those parameters are good for our test before setting up a schedule. So we'll just let that run. So now that the quick transient test is done, we can just review our results, make sure that we have a good residual pattern and that our quality indicators are good. So once we're satisfied with that, we can close the quick transient and go ahead and start a schedule with this. So to set up a schedule, we can enter our test time of 3 seconds and our power of 3,000 milliwatts. And we're going to run a 5 tests with a 10-minute delay between each test. So once we hit start, the schedule is automatically going to begin, and we can see the event log at what's happening at each minute of the test. And as the results are finished, we see them appear here during the event log, so we can review our results. So here's our residual pattern for a test that we've run previously, and our results are displayed here. So we can see the results of thermal conductivity, thermal diffusivity, and volumetric specific heat. So if we want to look at this in further detail, we can also open it in the transient analysis application. So here we've opened a test that we've run previously with the same brass samples. So we can evaluate each test individually to look at thermal conductivity, thermal diffusivity, volumetric specific heat, or we can select all 5 tests and evaluate the results in the batch. So we can see the mean and the standard deviation and the RSD of all the tests. So yeah, that's all there is for evaluating the results with the one-dimensional slab module. So in review, the 1D slab module was developed to remove the barrier of meeting elongated samples and the need for volumetric specific heat, making this fantastic module much more accessible. Along with other proprietary advancements, we continue to strive for the intelligent MP-1 to be at the apex of thermophysical instrumentation. If you have any questions or want to see your own demo, please contact us at info@thermtest.com.